how do we hold difficult conversations? And what makes conversations difficult is, in a sense, an unwillingness sometimes to leave, or to at least recognize that my perspective is a perspective. And that's what makes it difficult. Because until I understand it as a perspective, I will think of it as the end-all and be-all of reality. And it is not. And that in itself is a difficult thing to accept. Because if I have grown up with an understanding that my reality is the only reality, then for me to say it is not the only reality means that a good part of me must die. And that's horrifying. But there are some difficult conversations that we have to have in this country of ours, Barbados, if we are to allow Barbados to remain that beautiful, wonderful camaraderie, connectedness that we all thrive on, knowing that it's because of that sense of the familial, of the community, it is that that has brought Barbados to where it is today. And this is but one more step. Congratulations.
This piece of work is different genre to the previous two books and your style of writing, but it seeks to build bridges among the faith community, especially the Abrahamic faith in Barbados. In a region where little has been committed to printing, period, not only in the religious world, but period. But in terms of religious literature, this event is not only timely, but it is also vital. Greater efforts are needed to educate not only the current generations, but also to ensure that in times to come, our children, grandchildren, and their descendants will be able to have access to well-researched present-day literature. Indeed, with the emergence of our esteemed historians and writers, such as you, Mr. Nakhuda, we are not only furnished with a more informed view of our past, but we are now better able to use the knowledge in this book to chart an even better course for our future. Mr. Nakhuda has certainly given us a text in which he seeks to enable and encourage a more significant conversation of awareness and development. I know, like everybody else did, that Archbishop Dr. John Holder, during his review of the book, and Dr. Abdullah Hakim Quick, Islamic scholar and noted historian, extolled this work for its attempt to close the divide between the Abrahamic faiths by focusing on the commonalities between faiths, rather than highlighting their differences. Indeed, Dr. Quick said it well when he stated, and I quote, "Sabir's intention of building bridges, opening doors to understanding, and setting an example of providing information for clarity and not debate is an example for us all." And as I was reading the book, because I had a copy, thank you, you yourself said, "For the purpose of writing this book is not," that was quoted, "proselytize my faith, but to build bridges between the adherents of the three faiths. It is only by learning about each other's teachings that we can gain knowledge and greater understanding, thereby removing myths and misconceptions which lead to ignorance, suspicion, intolerance, and absence of peace in the world." And this is just such a brilliant perspective. And I thank you for that.
So I started to study comparative religions, and I got involved in a lot of interfaith dialogues with adherents of various religious beliefs, especially Christianity, because it is part of Abrahamic faith. Islam, Judaism, and Christianity are really Abrahamic faith. So over the years, I would go to many schools. I would be invited to speak on Islam, and then we would have a dialogue. I would go to many secondary schools and other groups too, and I would also have groups come into the Juma Mosque so that they would be able to see how the Muslim worship. I would first give them a history of Islam in Barbados, because many people believe that Islam came with the arrival of the East Indians in Barbados, and that is not really the case. Islam was brought by the Muslims who also came as slaves. In other words, among the slaves, there were Muslims. And we have an example at Codrington College. We have many names for Muslim names that you could find at Codrington College. I have also started to work very closely with Bishop Dixon from the Catholic faith and Harker Blackett, Monsignor. He's in St. Vincent now. And then I also had a very, very long relationship at Codrington College, especially with Reverend Mr. Lane, because I think he had a 2-year course, and he would bring the students at the mosque, and I would also go to the Codrington College and have a dialogue, interfaith dialogue.